So you probably heard us talk a little bit about it during Joys and Sorrows, but yesterday I joined a group of our wonderful Chalice helpers to deliver holiday care packages to our children and youth. The idea was if we could not be together in our buildings, sharing and celebrating the joy of our many holidays throughout December, then we would bring the joy to their doorsteps. We wanted to remind you that you are loved. You are cared for. So please bring out your care packages if you have them handy. We now share the essence of these holidays with you. All of the winter holidays we are celebrating today have the celebration of sacred light in common. You too carry the light of our faith, the light of our humanity.
So this year, December's holidays begin with our own Unitarian Universalist celebration of Chalica, which we sang about earlier. And if you're not familiar with this holiday, it's the UU celebration of our principles. And it began in the early 2000s, and many congregations around the country celebrate it. So for 7 days, starting on the first Monday in December, so tomorrow, a candle or a chalice is lit. And some relight their chalice each day, while others surround their chalice with 7 candles, lighting a new candle each day from the flame of their chalice. So each day centers on a singular principle. And since tomorrow is the first day of Chalica, a candle is lit in honor of our first principle, the inherent worth and dignity of every person. Now you can share a reading or a prayer or a meditation based on that principle as you light a candle. And then comes the fun, challenging part. You get to come up with an action that embodies that principle each day. So for example, you might make a meal for someone who just lost their job, or you might create a care package and give it to a person who doesn't have a home. Or you might call someone up with whom you've had a disagreement and remember their inherent worth and dignity and make amends. You can get as creative as you like, as long as you're putting that principle into action each day. So the purpose of this celebration is to take a deeper look at ourselves and remind us of how we can live out our faith every day. How do our principles ignite the flame of action within you? How are you inspired to share the flame with the world? What helps you promote justice and compassion in your community? So starting tomorrow, I'm going to invite you to light your chalice, to share a few words about that day's principle and live that principle for the day. Live out our faith. And then share maybe on Facebook in our members group or on our main page how you do that. And for those of you who have your gift bags, you have a special chalice in there that you can use each day. My friends, may the light of our faith continue to shine brightly in your lives. And if this is a holiday that you care about and wish to celebrate, we invite you now to please light your candle with me now.
The Jewish celebration of Hanukkah is known as the Festival of Lights. On the Hebrew calendar, it always begins on the 25th of Kislev. On the Gregorian calendar that most of us are familiar with, this year, Hanukkah will begin the evening of December 10th and will conclude the evening of December 18th. Since these two calendars don't exactly run parallel to each other, this is why Hanukkah starts on a different day each year. This 8-day celebration commemorates the rededication of the Second Temple of Jerusalem, a time in history when the Jews rose up against their oppressors. As the Jews reclaimed their desecrated temple from the Greeks, Judah asked that the temple be cleansed by lighting a menorah with oil that has been blessed by the high priest. And this is where the miracle arises. There had only been enough consecrated oil for one day, and yet The lamps continued to burn for 8 nights until a fresh supply of oil had been found. This is why Hanukkah is known as the Festival of Lights. To have a flame continue to burn that by any logic should not be burning became a true marvel of faith. This is why Jewish families around the world light the menorah every night of Hanukkah. Using a 9th candle called a shamash, they light a new candle each night, also relighting the candles that had been lit the previous nights, until all 8 candles on the menorah are lit on the final evening of Hanukkah. Special blessings are read, delicious traditional foods are shared, gifts are exchanged, games like dreidel are played, and chocolate gelt is shared. As a matter of fact, our children each received a dreidel and chocolate coins in their care package. Give it a spin, see how it lands, and maybe you'll get lucky and win more coins. Hanukkah is a time of joy when families and communities come together and celebrate the light that refused to go out more than 2,000 years ago. May it be a light that continues to burn today and always. If this is a holiday you hold sacred and wish to celebrate, please light your candle with Reverend Nika.
So winter solstice, also known as Yule, takes place on the longest night of the year, the darkest day, usually around December 21st. And it marks the point when days start getting longer as we get closer to welcoming back the spring. Those of us in the Northern Hemisphere celebrate it in December, and those in the Southern Hemisphere celebrate it in June. We have an upside down way. Humans have been observing the winter solstice around the world for over 12,000 years. And Neolithic monuments like Stonehenge were built in Scotland, Ireland, and England that align with the sunrise or sunset on the day of the solstice. And Yule was observed by the Norsemen in Scandinavia. They would take a large log, bring it in, and light it at one end on the first night of the solstice. And then people would feast for days until the log burnt out. And then the Incan Empire honored the sun god Inti by fasting, not eating for 3 days, and then gathering to welcome the sunrise. And among the many rituals, they would use a mirror to focus the sun's beams to kindle a fire. In Japan, toji is a sacred practice of welcoming back the sun to nurture the crops, lighting large bonfires to encourage the sun's return. And in Iran, Shab-e-Yalda is the celebration of the sun god Mirtha's triumph over darkness. Special fires are burned to light the way through the darkness. And the Hopi people of northern Arizona stay up all night, kindling fires, dancing, and giving each other gifts. So a common activity during Yule is creating pomanders. If our children take a peek in their care packages, you will find a small orange and cloves to make your own pomander. The orange can represent the sun, while the cloves are often a symbol of good luck. So as you decorate your pomander, may we all be blessed with good luck as the sun returns to us and the days once again grow longer. Now, no matter the tradition, there's almost always a common thread of fire, light, feasts, and celebration. And it honors a universal desire to give thanks for the sun as it emboldens life to thrive for yet another year. And I invite you to join us for our winter solstice service on December 20th so that we can experience the celebration together, and then our ritual for the darkest night that evening. But meanwhile, we're going to light a candle to honor the darkest time of the year. And if this is a holiday that you hold sacred and wish to celebrate, please light your candle with me now.
Four Sundays before Christmas begins is the celebration of Advent. Each year, it concludes on Christmas Eve. This year, Advent began November 29th. In Latin, Advent means coming. And during these weeks of Advent, Christians prepare in anticipation to remember Jesus' birth when he came to us on Christmas Eve. People use this time to pray and share stories from the Bible, remembering the real meaning of Christmas. Advent, too, is a celebration involving candles. 4 candles are placed around an evergreen wreath, 3 of them purple or blue, and 1 is pink. A 5th candle, a white one, is placed in the center. Each Sunday, a candle is lit, and each one has its own symbolism. Hope, love, joy, the pink one, and peace. On Christmas Eve, the 5th candle, or the Christ candle, is lit, reminding Christians of the light Jesus brings to the world. Hey kids, did you find an Advent wreath in your care package? Or how about ornaments shaped like a very special star? There was another light that guided people toward Jesus' birth, the Star of Bethlehem, or the Christmas star. This is the bright point of light that led the 3 wise men to the baby Jesus. The star of wonder, star of night, star with royal beauty bright. May it still guide us to thy perfect light. I think Santa is on Zoom.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
And even Santa has technical difficulties. Technically, we need to help Santa.
Ho, ho, ho! Ho!
Santa.
It's so good to see you! And so many people that are on my nice list. That's right. Whoa! I'm so happy to be here at Chalice and looking forward to seeing many of you in my special Zoom room. So we'll see you a little bit. Thanks for coming by.
Oh my goodness, thanks for being here, Santa. I hope you kiddos show up for Santa's special breakout room. Holy cow, this is crazy. And also, we hope you all join us for a very special Christmas Eve service when we celebrate this time of hope, love, joy, and peace. Meanwhile, we light a candle for the coming of the Christ. If this is a holiday you hold sacred and wish to celebrate, please light your candle with Reverend Nika.
Wow, what a thrill that Santa's able to join us. Hi, Santa. Thank you for coming. I know you're so busy. I'm very grateful that you've taken out this morning to come and be with us at Chalice. So I know it's hard to even go on once Santa's in the room, but I do want to tell you all about Kwanzaa, because in 1966, during the Civil Rights Movement, a new tradition celebrating African American culture and community was born, Kwanzaa. And from December 26th through January 1st, many in the Black community honor their African heritage and lift up the promise that the future can bring. It's a week of music, dancing, stories, and feasts. And there's really a lot of stunning symbolism woven throughout the week. So like Unitarian Universalism, Kwanzaa has 7 candles, and they light the 7 candles on the Kinara. And they are lit one at a time, one for each night of Kwanzaa. Each candle is lit as a representation of Ngozo Saba, or the 7 principles of Kwanzaa. These 7 principles are unity, self-determination, collective work and responsibility, cooperative economics, purpose, creativity, and faith. Aren't they wonderful? And along with the Kinara, fresh fruit and vegetables are laid out to celebrate the harvest, in particular corn, which symbolizes children and the future. A unity cup and gifts are also set out, and all these items are placed on and around the makeka, a mat that symbolizes African tradition and heritage. A Kwanzaa flag is also hung, featuring the colors black, red and green, black for the people, red for the struggles of the past, and green for the future. So for our young friends, there are supplies in your bag to make your own makeka so that you too can honor these traditions. And Dr. Maulana Karanga, the founder of this holiday, says that Kwanzaa brings a cultural message which speaks to the best of what it means to be African and human in the fullest sense. He calls this holiday a living cultural tradition, and it's a time to reaffirm human dignity, the well-being of the family and community, and the integrity of the earth and our relationship to it, as well as the connection to the African culture. And for our postlude today, we're going to be playing a special Kwanzaa song, so I hope you listen to that. Meanwhile, we're going to light a candle of gratitude for the important contributions of African Americans to this country. If this is a holiday that you hold sacred and wish to celebrate, please light your candle with me now.
To all my young UUs with us this morning, I hope you enjoy your care packages. So much love was put into them just for you. What an incredible time of year. The season truly is a coming together of so many cultures and traditions, all connected by their own unique light, making this time bright and beautiful. May this fuel your own light with warmth and joy for the days to come.